Today our plan is super simple. We're trying to make our opponent discard their entire hand every single turn with Winter Misanthropic Guide. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and today our goal is super simple. We're trying to make our opponent discard their entire hand every single turn as quickly as possible with Winter Misanthropic Guide. So how do you make your opponent discard their hand every turn with Winter? Well, Winter is a 4-mana 3/4 with Ward 2. At the beginning of our upkeep, each player gets to draw 2 cards. That's kind of annoying, so even if we make our opponent discard their hand, they get a couple cards back, although we have some discard and stuff that can help deal with this. The big ability is, if we have Delirium, our opponent's hand size is reduced by the number of card types that we have in our graveyard. So the goal of this deck is we need to get 7 different card types in our graveyard, and we actually have 9 different card types in the deck. And that was the main challenge of deck building, really to build around Winter, at least in this form, which is definitely like Delirium, Turbo Winter, trying to make you discard your hand Winter. To build around Winter, all you really gotta do is play a mixture of card types. That's why you see stuff like Bitter Blossom, for example. Bitter Blossom is not a card our deck ever really wants to cast, but it is a Kindred enchantment, one of the only Kindred cards on Magic Arena. So if we can get this in the graveyard, it actually counts as 2 card types, including Kindred, which is like the hardest card type to find. So that's why we're playing stuff like Bitter Blossom. We got Battles in the deck, we got Planeswalkers in the deck, we got Artifacts in the deck, we got Enchantments in the deck. So essentially, in the early game, we just want to fill our graveyard. We got Vessels of Nascency, we got Grapples with the Past, we get all this self-mill stuff to try to get as many card types in the graveyard as quickly as possible. Then we play Winter, we trust that the Ward 2 or maybe a Swiftfoot Boots will help protect Winter, and then on our opponent's end step, they just have to discard their entire hand. And then yeah, they get to draw a couple cards during our turn, but so do we, so it kind of evens out. But then if our opponent doesn't use those cards, they gotta discard all their cards again on their end step. It's like a 4-mana Jin Gitaxias. So that's essentially the deck. We're just trusting that if we can play Winter and make our opponent discard their hand every turn, that's going to be enough to win us the game. If we actually got to win the game, we do have some sweet Delirium stuff, like Omnivorous Flytrap gets really big when we have 1,000,000 card types in our graveyard. We have some other graveyard synergies, like we have Reanimate in the deck, then Reach the Multiverse, so we can get back like a Crabomination or a Combustible Gearhulk. But that's really the goal. Fill the graveyard, stick the Winter, protect the Winter, make you discard your hand, win the game somehow. So how easy is it to make your opponent discard their entire hand every turn to Winter? Let's get into the games and find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap-up. Need some Magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Brawl time. We are playing some super janky Brawl. One of the jankiest commanders Wizards has printed in a long time. We are trying to make our opponent discard their hand with Winter Misanthropic Guide. The problem with Winter is it takes a lot of work. And then, even if you make your opponent discard their hand, you give them back 2 cards each turn, which is that is the super janky part of Winter. About it. Did a little bit of mulliganing. Plays an island and Arcane Signet. Well, that's Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Stomping Grounds. Untapped. Shigeki to do some ramping. Maestro's Charm. Alright, gonna do some digging. Trying to find a land. I mean, our opponent's just trying to get to this Omnath. Plays the land, cracks the land. I mean, they get to the Omnath next turn, so that's going to be drawing an extra card each turn until we can kill it. Founding. Mills and Atroxa. Play a Scalding Tarn. Activate Shigeki to do some ramping. Get a Restless Fence. And then crack the Scalding Tarn. Grab a... Oh, we need green, don't we? We need green and black? All right, we'll take a Commercial District. We have black in hand. Mill the Marsh Flats. All right. Well, let's see if we can beat this Omnath, assuming our opponent does need a land. I'm pretty sure they don't have a land based on that Maestro's Charm. I guess they can Phyrexian Mana it out, so they can get it down either way. Yeah, opponent's going to go Phyrexian Mana, sure. Oh, they had a land anyway. Well, now our opponent gets to start drawing cards. Winter could put an end to this eventually. Into the north. Well, let's play a Llanowar Waste. Run out the Cavalier Thorns. It whiffs, of course. How do we whiff with the Cavalier of Thorns? How is that even possible? Opponent finds an Aragon. What? All right. Not only did our opponent draw a card, they actually had 3 colors of mana, so they get to play an Aragon. Going to pass. Well, let's play a 6. So we play a 6, play the Shifting Woodlands, play Omnivorous Flytrap. All right, opponent has a Teamer Charm. Gonna get a million triggers. Yeah, kind of unfortunate that Aragon was the top card of the deck. All right, opponent, gonna kill the 6. Well, we get a Flytrap, counter, and yeah, counters on the Flytrap. Opponent. What do you got, opponent? Apparently it's pretty tough to make your opponent discard their hand with winner. Opponent, Sultai Charm, triggers Aragon a million times. 2 to the top. Goes attacking. Well, we're going to block with the Cavalier of Thorns. Get back a Casualties of War, I guess. Not really what we want to be doing, but it's what we have to do. So we get the Casual. Let's see if our opponent has a 2-mana counter spell here. So play Technuma. Casualties of War. Artifact, creature, land. So Arcane Signet. Omnath. Rafine's Tower. Okay, now we gotta find a way to beat an Aragorn. Combat hits us. That's not the worst. Oh, I want to play the winner, but I think we have to kill Aragorn. Let's into the north. Grab a snow-covered swamp. Let's just pass. The plan is kill the Aragorn with the Necropsy, and then we can play the winner. I guess big score is fine. Let's get rid of the big score. All right, and now things go sad for our opponent because we play the winner. We play the Shigeki. We pass the turn. 7 cards in the graveyard. Opponent, can you kill it through the ward? Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew. I know you like Mishra, but how do you feel about Winter? Oh, they drew the land. Okay, so they actually could theoretically kill it. Abzan. Wow. Draw 2? I don't know about that technique. Opponent just drew 2 right into it. Well. Wow! And scoops it up. Yeah, I think out of all the options with those 7 cards in hand, I'm pretty sure draw 2 with Abzan Charm had to be the worst one. I don't know if our opponent read the winner, but wow. Well, that was very scary with our opponent getting off to that fast Omnath into Aragon start. We managed to stabilize, and then Winter comes down and does the thing, and what a thing it was. Sheoldred, Vorinclex, Rocco, Whirlwind of Thought, Torment of Hailfire. We made our opponent discard a really busted hand. Well, that was that was pretty sweet. That was really, really sweet. It is Brawl time, and we have some Winter on Winter action. This should be interesting. Who can make who discard their hand first? Opponent would invoke and cracks it. Our opponent is way more, yeah, we'll just play this tapped. Opponent's way more dedicated to Winter than me. They even got the icon. We're still just flibble-flipping. Not a true Winter enthusiast. Opponent, Haywire Might. Well, let's play a Stomping Grounds untapped and Invasion of Ixalan. Snag a, let's just take this Circle of Lands Druid. I will never understand why they added a toughness to Haywire Might. I feel like this is the worst use of rebalancing that I have ever seen. To the point where it kind of just, I mean, I already don't really like rebalancings. I can deal much better with all the, Phone has a Courser. I deal much better with the arena exclusive cards than I do with the rebalancings. The rebalancings, my God. But this is like the worst of the rebalancings. Like, not only is this a rebalancing, they rebalanced a modern staple by adding a single toughness to it for very little apparent reason. Like, this card sees play everywhere. It's like, I don't understand. Like, the idea of rebalancing, right, is the card's not good enough, so you need to make it better. Why would you take one of the most played sideboard cards, and even main deck cards, not most played main deck cards, but a sometimes main deck card in Modern, and rebalance it by adding a toughness to it. Like, the card's good enough, Watsy. It's good enough. Opponent. Wow, Mill's an artifact land. Look at them go. Okay. Well, that's going to be awkward for our Delirium. Opponent passing. Well, let's crack this. Grab a Surveil land, a Raucous Theater. Definitely going to surveil the battle into the graveyard. Let's play Beseju. I think we just play the Swarm Weaver. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. This Clothis is kind of annoying. Eats the battle. Well, that does put us off Delirium for now. And Damnation to sweep the board. Woodland Cemetery. So opponent's trying to set up the Winter. I guess we can play our Winter. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's play Winter. Play the Woodland Cemetery. Wow, gonna eat a land. Okay. I mean, we can play this Crabomination next turn and see what happens. Opponent also going to play a Winter. And a Grim Flare. Well, let's do some drawing. Ooh. Huh. I'm almost tempted just to reanimate Consuming Blob. We also draw Urgent Necropsy, which could be good. We could also just play the Crab and see what happens. I'll play the land. Well, let's... Alright, let's, Crabomination. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. We get, Breeze the Multiverse, I guess? That seems fine. And then, from our opponent's graveyard... We'll take the Consuming Blob. No attacks. We will keep just the Necropsy. Yeah, all right, we discard 6. Hold on to that Necropsy. Bound it. Draw some cards. We draw some cards. This game is so weird. 2 Winters going is the weirdest game. It is the weirdest game. Pound it. Eats a land to make some mana. I feel like we are doing better than our opponent, except for this Clothis. Pound it. Timeless Witness to get back what? To turn on the Clothis. Gonna get back a Damnation for the Future. But our opponent is gonna have to discard 7 cards, including that Damnation. I don't know if this is gonna work out the way our opponent hoped. I don't know how they kill the Winter. How do you realistically kill the Winter with 2 mana? Because they can't pay the ward. So opponent's hand's just gonna get wiped out. Our hand is also getting wiped out, but we've gotten more card types in the graveyard. True. Wow, that's just another thing to discard. And I guess they can get a 1-drop. They probably have to get a 1-drop here, don't they? They get, you gotta discard it. You're a Winter deck. You know how this works. You should know how this works. Okay, reanimates a Starving Revenant. So opponent managed to cast a lot of cards. I will give them that. We're gonna be able to hit our opponent for a lot of damage though, and they're gonna have to discard their hand. Well, everyone draws 2. Wait, do we win? Oh, we get drained. We get drained. So if we attack with everything, our opponent gets 1 free block in our biggest creature. Then they will take 30. Wait, do we actually just win? With this, these are not humans. Oh, Winter's a human. Huh. Actually, our opponent probably blocks Winter, don't they? Because they don't want to keep discarding their hand. You know what? We're going to try it. If our opponent blocks the Winter... I think we just win, and it's got to be tempting, right, to get it off the battlefield. Because our opponent's going to think, oh, I'm safe, right? I don't take lethal here. I can take this hit. Wow, 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 wow. Return to the Wild Speaker. Return to the Wild Speaker. Woo! Okay, okay. Well, apparently we're the better Winter deck, or at least the luckier Winter deck. That was like kind of a very weird match because we both had Winters going, but that was kind of the Winter dream, right? We made our opponent discard their hand after they were like getting back Damnations and tutoring obnoxious Gearholics, made them discard their hand, and then got the 1-shot kill to close it out. Our goal today is super simple. We are trying to make our opponent discard their hand entirely as quickly as possible with, yeah, let's Marsh Flats with Winter, Misanthropic Guide. Basically, we're kind of a Delirium deck, trying to get as many... Oh, are they going to enchant the land? Mind Stone, all right. Well, let's crack this. Let's think about this. So we have green, black. We really need red. Black, red? Yeah, let's get black, red. But then that's going to come into play tapped. Yeah, alright, whatever. Grab the theater. Surveil away a peer past the veil. Little early for that. Well, okay, there's a forest. Well, let's play the forest, and I guess we just get down this Ripple's of Death. Ripple's really good at filling the graveyard. 3 cards a turn, gets there pretty quick. Don't it? Hulking Raptor. Alright, kind of busted. We mill some cards. Yeah, I mean, I guess we get back this Invasion of Urgamon. Play Shifting Woodlands, play Invasion of Urgamon. This lets us discard the Bitter Blossom, which is pretty nice. I mean, we're doing good card type-wise. The problem is, our opponent is also ramping very aggressively. Like, if they play this O'Hare Chasm, we gotta kill it. Jeez, Diarana's Rex, okay. Well, we're down to 8, and I guess we need to draw a Toxic Deluge right now. Mill. That has Ward 4? Well, alright. Well, that was some impressive ramping. Well, that's why you don't lose the die roll against a ramp deck, I guess. Well, opponent's probably going to have a lot of big things in their deck. Hopefully we can make them discard them all. Well, I mean, I guess we'll keep this hand. It's kind of okay-ish. I don't know if I'd consider this hand good. We get to do some ramping, I guess, and this vessel can kind of fill the graveyard. The problem is our opponent's just going to play this Cruel Claw and spin it to win it, and we don't have a way to kill it, so... Or our opponent's going to miss our land drop, and our life will become better. 1 ring. That protection seems relevant. Now, play the land, cultivate. Okay, we might be good. The fact that we're not facing down a Cruel Call yet is kind of huge. Snag our mountains. We also have gotten 4 card types in the graveyard, so we could think about trying to get this winner down. Opponent really needs... Alright, Cruel Claw's Heist. Gonna give us a gift and take our 1 ring, probably. Yeah, this one. Yeah, opponent takes the 1 ring. I mean, Cavalier of Thorns? Keep filling that graveyard? Whiff. How many card types, though? How many card types? 7. Okay, we got him. Don't scoop. Find a land. Opponent. Ingress Rampage, sure. Do we even care? I guess we can take a land. Actually, you know what? I don't even think we're going to do anything. Let's decline. I mean, we have done our thing. Winter. All right, opponent. Let's see if you have another edict. If you do, good for you. If not, I think this is game, because that is going to be a lot of cards going to the graveyard. It's an... Oh, my God. I think we may have gotten them a smidge. Let's play the 6. And play this Arcane Signet. Actually, wait. Do we even want that Arcane Signet? We have to discard a land. You know what? Let's just play the Ripples. I think the Ripples is better. So play the Ripples. Discard a Swamp. Play the Hagra Mauling. Pass the turn? All right. Make good use of your mana because you're about to discard your hand again. They can't play the 1 ring that they stole from us. Wow, that was a good one. Look at all those beautiful cards in the graveyard. Infamous... Wow, they had some powerful cards, too. Infamous Cruel Claw, sure. Opponent, you're going to do a little hand discarding. And let's mill some cards. Not pay. Play this Corum. Then we can play Restless Cottage. Then we can play Grapple with the Pass thanks to the Corum. Do a little milling. Grab a Shigeki for the future, just in case. Yeah, let's play this Besiege. Oh, we can't Besiege you. I guess we get in with the 6. We still have 2 blockers. Wow, look at all the value we're generating. Are we going to be discarding to hand size? Have we reached the discard to hand size stage of this game? Opponent blocks. Well, that's Vessel of Nascency. Discard a Haunted Ridge. Circle of the Land Druid and... Well, I guess Bitter Blossom. We don't really want to play Bitter Blossom. We just want the the Kindred card type in the graveyard for Winter. All right. We have reached max Winter. 9 card types in the graveyard. Opponent. Live or die. The choice is yours. So Shieldred gonna make us sack, I guess, the 6. Opponent has once again discarded their hand. Winter lets everybody draw. We drew a Thoughtseize, though. Mill some cards. We're going to decline. Well, let's Thoughtseize you. Make sure our opponent didn't draw anything relevant. All right, more reanimation. Let's drag the roots, kill the Shieldred. Oh, this is actually kind of funny. We can Cursed Mirror, copy the Cruel Claw, go to combat attack, mill, and opponent. It turns out, discarding your hand every turn. I mean, in some ways we helped our opponent, I guess, because we set up the reanimation, but that was still, we were aided by our opponent missing that land drop, but that was about as good as winter can be. That was our opponent discarding, what, 7 cards with 3 lands on the battlefield? That's the power of winter. I mean, I guess we have an MDFC, so we have 2 lands, but it doesn't let us cast the Grim Flayer. Yeah, we're just gonna mulligan. Sure. Don't it? Fabled Passage. So Mishra probably going to be aggro. Probably going to need to find some removal. Very good at trying this Bitter Blossom. Let's just play this Valakut Awakening. I think we probably Stomping Grounds into the Circle. Circle of the Land Druid. Ooh, Swiftfoot Boots. Also scary. Well, let's get down the Circle of the Land Druid. Mill some cards. Start getting that graveyard full. Alright. Well, 3 card types. Anything worth reanimating? Not really. I mean, if they run out the Mishra, they can't put the boots on it, so we can kill it. Opponent's gonna wait. Well, in that case, I think we play the land, and I think we just blow up the Swiftfoot Boots. So our opponent can't hasten Mishra in the future. And I guess we might as well get in with the Circle of Land Druid. Hitcha! Down to 23. All right, 4 card types. So Winter officially does things. Do we just run Winter out? We can just Trawler Untapped Winter. Well, we don't even need to do that. All right, I mean, so we came here to do. It's not the best Winter yet, but it's gonna get even better next turn. Let's run out the Winter. 4 card types in the graveyard currently. Also, the ward makes it a little annoying for our opponent to kill. Opponent Mountain. Are we discarding? We want to get this Bitter Blossom in the graveyard. I think big score away the Bitter Blossom is next on the list. All right, opponent Infernal Grass kills the Winter. Sure. I mean, this is kind of fine. Hello, opponent. Hello, hello, hello. So I think what we do, duress our opponent. Try to make sure there's not another removal. Oh god, their hand is just full of removal spells. Let's take Invasion of Fiora. Play the Woodland Cemetery. Get in with the Druid. Pass the turn. Definitely want to discard this Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom, we never really want to play Bitter Blossom, or very rarely, but it is 2 card types, including Kindred, which is the hardest card type to get in the graveyard. All right, there's a Lively Dirge. So opponent gets to tutor for a card, put in the graveyard, in return for 2 creature cards with total mana value 4 or less. So they can basically tutor and reanimate a creature mana value 4 or less. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Sure. And then they can discard their hand and draw. Wow, they're gonna do it? Oh, they're gonna do it. Okay, opponent goes for it. Well, big score. Discard this Bitter Blossom. Draw some cards, make it treasure. 6 card types. We're 1 short. 1 short of glory. Oh, so they have to attack with the Mishra. That helps. Well, I mean, yeah, this is what we came here to do. Let's just play the land, play the Winter. Pass the turn. 6 card types. So opponent goes down to 1 card in hand. We're 1 short of full Winter mode. I am a little worried about this Mishra melding. We don't actually currently have a way to stop that. Well, all right. Maybe our opponent will just be too distracted by the Winter. I think we're just going to decline and reanimate it. That makes the most sense to me. Let's reanimate Winter. And Cavalier of Thorns. Keep filling the graveyard. Whiff. Ooh, 8 card types though. 8 card types. Let's play this Bogart Trawler as a land and pass the turn. All right. Full hand getting discarded now. Can you? Opponent has so much removal. Can they keep killing Trumpeting Carnosaur? Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. No removal, no removal. Okay, that's fine. Miug Massacre goes to hand. However, the hand is about to disappear thanks to Winter. Ooh, Quorum Suite. Quorum Super. Well, let's play Quorum. I like Quorum quite a bit in this deck. Play the 6. So pass the turn. Opponent. Better use those cards quick. Better use them quick. Mishra, sure. And a Karn the Great Creator. Found it. Eats a treasure. And discards. Well, let's blow up Mishra. I think we're just gonna Crobomination and see what happens. We could Combustible Gear Hulk too, but that might be better next turn. So what's our best Crobomination hit? I guess a removal spell is fine. So opponent gets back the Mishra. Well, we will play Deathclap Glade and Crobomination, thanks to 6. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. Give us something good. Give us something good. Give us something good. Magda, Meathook Massacre, Diabolic Intent. Well, that's Diabolic Intent. Sacking the Circle of the Land Druid. Get back a Rootbound Craig. And I'm not sure what we're tutoring for here. Do we just go Fly Trap and try to go aggro? You know what? Let's just take Breach the Multiverse. Breach the Multiverse kind of busted. And Crom, get in at Karn. All right, we're okay with this. We have multiple ways to cast things from the graveyard thanks to 6, so... Oh, all right, opponent. Full-on Insatiable Avarice. I imagine they have to be going for a Wrath, right? Because they have to get rid of the Winter, or else they just draw these cards and then end up discarding them. So they gotta be getting a Wrath. Burn down the house to Wrath most of our board. All right, Winter going back to the command zone this time. Oh, that also hit Karn down to 1. All right, so we get to get rid of the Karn. Sure. Kill the Karn, step 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? This probably isn't correct, but Winter. Winter. Always Winter. It's so addicting. It's so addicting to just make our opponent discard their hand every... Aw, Cityscape Leveler. Boo. Boo earns. All right, so... Yeah, back to the command zone. Yes, hello. Hello, Witch. Yes, you did it. Well, okay, that changes things a bit. So now, I guess we gotta stop being nice. Breach the Multiverse? From our opponent's graveyard, we will take a... Ooh, Haste? Does Haste matter? What are we getting from our graveyard? All right, we're gonna take Crobomination. Because it's just too much fun. How do we deal with this leveler? I guess we just take Carnosaur and see what happens. We get a bunch of spins to maybe hit removal. So we get rid of our opponent's last card. Oh, it gets rid of the Dragon Engine forever. That's hilarious. Okay, well, our opponent I don't think is going to be melding any... Oh, Curse Mirror, Curse Mirror, Curse Mirror. Crobomination, number 2. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. Give us something good. Celestis, okay. We'll take a Celestis. That's fine, that's fine. That's it. I guess we can play Swarmweaver. Let's play Swarmweaver. So I guess our current plan is to just win through the Cityscape Leveler, blowing up our stuff. Opponent, Urabrosk. And a Mishra. Getting in there. Alright, blows up the Swarmweaver. 6, 7, 8. If they kill the Cavalier, we can just get back, Breach the Multiverse, and do it again. Alright, opponent kills the Cavalier. Well, let's get back to Breach the Multiverse. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna do that again. Breach the Multiverse. Again. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. So from our opponent's graveyard, Gix, Corum, and then we can drag the roots to get rid of the Urabrosk, play a land, and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Do a little attacking, draw a few cards. Opponent, are we blocked? This one looks pretty over. Opponent takes the beats down to 2. Gix lets us draw 3. Yes, we will. And yes, please. And one more. And I guess we play the Arcane Signet. And pass the turn. All right, opponent. You need something really good with that one card in hand. I mean, even in this case, I feel like Winter did its job, right? Like, we just wrapped our opponent's hand multiple times. We have all this value, all these cards. Our opponent does not. An opponent gives us a GG. We will GG back. I mean, I guess we just win by attacking, right? Swing with everything. Mill. Treasure. Opponent blocks and blocks. Oh, we don't win? Oh, we do win. Yeah, we have enough. We have enough attackers, just barely. Opponent blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks and dies. Well, that's Winter. That's Winter doing Winter things. What is the best way you can think of to minimize the downside of the opponent drawing 2 on our turn? I mean, we get to draw 2 too, so it's not a strict downside. There is some upsides to it, but I couldn't find like a great trick to just get rid of that. In Jund, There's no way to, like, make your opponent not dragster cards that I could find, at least on Arena. So I'm not sure. That would make the lock even harder, right? If you just wipe out the hand and keep your opponent from drawing with the Winter. But I'm not sure how realistic it is to do that last part. Look at, ooh, Tiamat. Okay. I think our plan is that our opponent will tutor up some dragons, and then we'll make him discard them. We might be all right against Tiamat. We just gotta make sure that Winter's powered up for the turn that Tiamat comes down to get rid of all the dragons our opponent tutors up. The Overlord's nice. We can ramp, we can Overlord. Overlord's gonna start filling the graveyard. We got a little removal, and then I guess we might end up casting this Valakut Awakening, perhaps. I don't know if your mulligans matter, because you're gonna discard all those cards anyway. So I hope you find a very nice hand to discard. Keeps on 6, and starts with a Triumph. Well, let's crack this. Grab a black-red Surveil land. Yeah, we'll put that to the graveyard. We can always get it back with this Overlord anyway. Well, play the land into the north. Grab a snow-covered mountain and go. All right, up to 3 card types. We might just run out the winner. It's okay, Bearby. It's okay. We're doing good, bud. We're doing good. If you hear Bear barking, he's a little concerned about the Tiamat matchup, but we'll make it work. All right. I think we get down the Winter, and then next turn, we can Bailmerk plus Circle of the Lands Druid to really fill the graveyard, and hopefully just wipe out our opponent's hand. The Ward 2 is going to make it hard to kill. They don't have to discard this turn, though. No discarding for opponent this turn. Opponent. All right. Rootbound Greg, sure. Ooh, Chromatic Lantern. Well, that might give our opponent a little bit of hope. Well, we are going to, let's see, Circle of Land. Actually, that's silly. Let's just do this. Let's just play an Overlord with Mailberg. Non-impending. Mill some cards. Oh, Crabomination. We gotta take I just love Crabomination way too much. Wow, somehow we got no new card types in the graveyard, though. I mean, we turned on Delirium, so I guess we got 1 new card type, but we did not mill the cards we wanted to mill there. Kill the Winter. Kill the Winter, start the discarding. We do need an untap land for the It was probably correct to take the Cavalier Thorns, but Crabomination's just, I love resolving that card. It's just so much fun. It's like a weird mini Italian almost. Oh, what do you got about it? All right, Crux of Fate. Well, there goes our board. Winter is going to go back in the command zone. Shifting Woodlands, eh? Well, all right, spin it to win it, spin it to win. Well, no, what's the graveyard's Crux of Fate? I don't really want the Crux of Fate. Is there a better plan here? We could just play Winter again and make our opponent kill it. We could blow up the Chromatic Lantern. You know what? Let's just pass. Let's just pass. We might just Valakut Awakening. Ooh, Hasty Dragon. Okay, I kind of want that to die now. And a Black Market Connections. Well, let's Valakut Awakening. Put you to the bottom, you to the bottom. Well, we'll keep the circle. Let's put those to the bottom. Deadly Cover Up Bitter Blossom. Draw some lands and cultivates, and then drag to the roots. Chromatic Lantern. And then let's play the land, cultivate. I think we're just gonna blow up the 2 rocks here to slow our opponent down. Get a land, get a land. And then Necropocy, artifact, no creature, enchantment, no planeswalker. 4 and... Do we have a sorcery? We have another sorcery. 4 and 5, 6, sure. All right, get rid of the enchantment, get rid of the artifact. Pass the turn. Now there's some goodies that might be worth Crabominationing at least. So next turn would be the Tiamat turn. The other option is just let our opponent play the Tiamat and then try to steal a dragon with Crabomination. Let's Invasion Ixalan. Swarm Weaver. And then Circle of Lands Druid. Mill some cards. Yeah, I think we're going to wait on the Winter. Okay, there's a battle. So we're up to 6 card types. And then, yeah, play the Swarm Weaver. Oh, we're really trusting this Crabomination. We are really trusting Crabomination, which might be a mistake. We might be putting too much trust in Crabomination. Well, pass the turn. If our opponent has a land, they can do the Tiamat thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like with our opponent passing with all their mana up, just running out Winter, they had to have a plan for that. Coyote, Soul of Kamigawa, sure. Gonna make one of their lands indestructible. Yeah. All right, do we have the land? Do we have the land for the Tiamat? There's a land. I imagine Tiamat's coming. Oh, Great Henge. Okay, opponent goes with Great Henge. So no Tiamat yet. Only 2 cards in hand. Oh, do we just... Oh, an opponent scoops it up! They know that winter is coming. The other thing about winter that makes it so good, like, wiping out our opponent's hand is the goal, right? We're playing this to try to just jank out by getting rid of your entire hand. The thing is, it's also pretty good against decks that draw a lot of cards. So even if, yes, our opponent gets a couple winter cards, even if we can't get rid of their whole hand, when our opponent's popping off with Great Henge or, oh boy. All right, let's see how we do against Aggro. But when they're drawing tons of extra cards, just getting rid of all those extra cards is pretty powerful. I imagine, I have not played against Arbella. I imagine Arbella is super aggro. Like, it kind of just wants you to play all the cheap weenie creatures. So I imagine Nymph? Okay. Oh, is this some sort of enchantment deck? What is our opponent doing? But yes, I am very worried that we're about to get run over here. Opponent, Castle Omnath gets in, hits us. Sure. Down to 24. Well, we will. Ouch, untap land, and we have a lot of planeswalkers. I think this is every planeswalker in our deck. Opponent, land. Krenko, that's also an issue. Opponent gets in, hits us. Ouch, yeah, this is not looking great. So we're just gonna have to cash in this Wrenn, I guess. Tick down. Well, at least we got a land out of it. We'll take the Shifting Woodland. Play the Shifting Woodland. We're gonna have to draw Wrath. We need to draw Wrath, and we need to draw, so we need a Toxic Deluge, like, desperately. And we need it very soon, because this Krenko's going to start making a lot of 1/1s. All right, Arbella getting at the Wrenn, getting in at us, making a bunch of 1/1s. Yeah, this Arbella gets the tech for... What a messed up uncommon. Is there anything realistically we can do? So we can shock ourselves, play Minskin Boo, shock ourselves, play Liliana, not shock ourselves, play Head Shredder, play a 6. Yeah, none of these options are good. They're actually all very bad. Yeah, this is going about exactly how I imagined it would go. Which is our opponent just making a bunch of dorks and playing Arbella and us not being able to beat that. Come on, Boo. Save us, Boo. Save us. Save us from this creepy doll. About it. We're actually close to literally dead with this Krenko, making 3 1/1s. This Arbella's going to hit for so much. Oh. And welcome. Okay, so I think the equation is we have to draw Toxic Deluge or another sweeper right now. It's got to be this turn. There's no future here. There's no future. There's no we can draw it next turn. It's got to be right now. Come on, Magic Gods. Come on. Take Numa. That is not a Wrath. Okay, there's one shot. There's one shot. We need our opponent to have the Wrath. Liliana. Get back, come on, Crabomination. Come on. Reward us for our love of you. Exile, exile, exile. There are 3 removal spells, but none of them that actually save us from this monstrosity. Well, I mean, we'll kill the Arbella, I guess. So we block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I guess we're not we're not technically dead on board, right? Skyclave Apparition. No, you can't hit that Crabomination. I think our opponent thought they could hit the Crabomination, but that's not how Skyclave works. Oh. All right, they're just doing a little slow roll. I gotcha. Yeah, well, we can't win them all with Winter, and I imagine, like, this is just... If we draw Wrath, it's fine. If we draw Wrath, it's fine, and we probably just win. But this is going to be, like, super hardcore aggro is going to be about our worst matchup because our opponent's just going to empty their hand anyway, so Winter's not going to do anything. And letting our opponent draw 2 cards a turn, we might just be helping that. We might actually be group hug Winter against Arbella, which is not what we want to be. We don't want to be group hugging, but up against a card that I don't understand. All right, some Polar Bear. Has Hexproof, it hasn't dealt damage yet. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a food. Pay a blue sack of food, draft a card from its spellbook, pay 3. Oh, you make 3 when you do. Spend it only to cast blue creature spells. All right. Well, that's a thing. All right. I don't know what this means. Opponent, Ginger Brew. Getting in there. Well, let's play a Polluter Delta. Let's crack a Polluter Delta. Grab a Blood Crypt, and I think we just play the Fear of Missing Out, and discard a Duress. All right, there's a fly trap. Not turned on yet, but opponent island passes. I'll play the woodland cemetery. Opponent. We're going to pass and grapple during our opponent's turn, see if we can hit a land. There's some argument to doing it during our turn, because we could hit something we want to reanimate, but I think playing around the counters is more important. Let's take a polluted delta. And we're up to 4 card types, which is nice. Well, I guess we play polluted delta, play the fly trap, and yeah, let's put a counter on each. And untap it. Fear of Missing Out is actually kind of good. Even though it's only 1 creature that gets to attack again, it's still pretty sweet. It's gonna be really sweet with this fly trap next turn if we actually get to do the thing. Oh, I hope we can get another. Oh, there's a green mana. All right, and a Spirit of Aldergard. Well, that's crack polluted delta. Grab a Surveil land. Well, mill the Surveil land. About it. Oh, we really want one more card type in the graveyard. How do we get one more card type in the graveyard? Opponent finds a snow-covered forest. Vessel of Nascency. You know what? That might do it. Vessel of Nascency. Activate it. Come on, one more card type. One more card type. Take the Circle and Lands Druid. I'll go to combat. Attack, attack. Counter, counter. Untap the fly trap. All right, opponent's gonna kill the FOMO, which is fine because we get to fly trap again. Man, if we had one more card type. Fly trap's actually a very scary card once it gets going. Opponent just blocks it. Play take Numa. I kind of want to do the fun thing. Let's do the fun thing. Reanimate a Disciple of Freyalise. Sack the fly trap. Draw a few cards, gain a few life. Circle of Lands Druid and Rootbound Crag. All right, well, we did cash in our fly trap. We could have kept it and tried to just win by attacking, but drawing 7 is hard to pass up. Opponent Fierce Witch Stalker makes a food. Well, we will play the land and yeah, let's keep doing the fun thing. Crabomination. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. Into Gingerboot, Grow Spiral, Wash Away. All right, we'll just play the Grow Spiral. Put the land into play. No attacks. I mean, we can get down the winter. It might be time. Ooh, Lotus Cobra. Okay, that's a good one. And an island. I don't know how scared of this polar bear we're supposed to be. Oh, it has hexproof anyway, so it's not like we can actually kill it. Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Discard this Liliana, because we want a Planeswalker in the graveyard. And we would like to descend. And you know what? It's wintertime. It's wintertime. We came here to make you discard your hand. 6 card types. Not enough to discard the whole hand, but pretty good. Let's get with the Crabomination. Yeah, I don't know what happens with this thing. Opponent blocks and blocks. Sure. Does this polar bear just beat us? Is that how this works? Our opponent seems to really be valuing this polar bear. So they can sack a food to draft a card from its spellbook, make a triple blue mana to spend that blue. Well, I don't know what's in the spellbook though. Oh, now I do. Oh, it's oh. Okay, getting less scared. Sure. Yes, play your Mystic Skyfish. That's fine. Okay, the spellbook is not as scary as I was fearing. I see. It's a flavor card. It's a polar bear that's fishing for turtles and skyfish and piranhas. I see. Wait, what are they doing to us? They mutated? I wasn't even paying attention. Sure. Winter back to hand. And Curious Bear. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. Do you have this commander that... Pouncing Shore Shark, is that part of this? No, that was from their... Oh, it is. Wow, so they actually did draft something that ruins our day. All right, I think we have to kill this polar bear. Let's Demonic Consultation. You know what? Let's just draw cards. Whatever. We'll just play our game. You can have your silly polar bear. And draw with the One Ring. Drag to the roots the food? Yeah, that's very awkward, but this does need food to do its thing. About it. All right, they're going to sack the food in response. Sure. Drafts from the spellbook, makes some mana. Seems unlikely to be able to use it. Okay, they drew a Sea Dasher Octopus. All right, well, that went awkwardly. Wow, and they can't damage us because of the One Ring. Maybe we were too greedy not to try to kill this silly polar bear opponent. Use Mother to make a bunch of food. Well, all right. Malevolent Rumble. Well, let's draw with the One Ring. Land and cash grab. Let's kill the Goose Mother. Play the land. Malevolent Rumble. Grab a Head Shredder. Play the Head Shredder. And pass the turn. All right, we get to flip the Tunnel Grinder next turn. This game is getting wild. This polar bear, I was not expecting mutate. The mutate's actually really good. Opponent's gonna sack a food to draft. Maybe this card's, okay, maybe this card's more busted than I thought. I wasn't considering that you could just keep spinning into more mutate creatures. I guess there's some amount of luck involved that they keep hitting the mutate creatures, but opponent drafts and drafts. And 6, okay, maybe this polar bear is actually busted. Jin Gataxias Core Augur. Okay, we need to get rid of that this turn. Opponent gets to draw 7 cards. Okay, so maybe this polar bear is kind of insane. Well, all right, One Ring triggers. We draw. There's a, ooh, Swiftfoot Boots. All right, so I think what we do, Urgent Necropsy. Exile 7 mana value of something. So Cruelty of Gix, Circle of the Land Druid. Oh, we need 8 mana. Traverse the Oofant Wald. Oh, we need 9 mana. It's 9. How'd they get 9 mana? Oh, from their silly, I see. Wait, 10 mana? Wait, how much does Jin Gataxias cost? Okay, not you. Are we gonna time out trying to do this? All right. Kill the Jin Gataxias, for the love of God. All right, Jin Gataxias down. Now we play, oh, we can't winter yet. Season Pyro. Discard a Valakut Awakening, and discard a Disciple of Freyalise. And then play a Swiftfoot Boots, and put that on the Season Pyro. Next turn's the winter turn, so we get to flip. Next turn we can get down winter. Oh, great henge. We can get down winter, and we can put the boots on it, which is where we want to be. Oh, boy. Okay, Scoop Swarm. Scary. Scary, scary. And a land to make more scoots. I mean, eventually we can Wrath. And there's the Sea Dasher Octopus. Yeah, gonna do some mutating. Gonna bounce a token. Our opponent, I don't even know if they want to attack with the polar bear. All right, let's draw with the One Ring. Oh, wait, can we Deadly Cover Up? I think we can. Play the Shifting Woodlands. Deadly Cover Up. Finally get rid of the polar bear. And now the real bad news for our opponent, which is winter is coming. Winter Cascade into a Grim Flayer. And then Swiftfoot Boots. Actually, no. Let's just Head Shredder, tapping the Grim Flayer. Mill. There's a Planeswalker. Is that card type 7? Is that... No, what are we missing? Hitcha. Hexproof up Winter. And pass the turn? We need one more card type for the full hand Wrath with Hexproof backup opponent. The polar bear returns. But what good is the polar bear if you don't have any hand? What good's the polar bear with no hand? Opponent draws. So I need to kill the boots so they can deal with the winter. Also, we need to not die to our One Ring, which is actually becoming a concern. All right, mutates on the polar bear. Sure. Well, we will cash grab. Take a Misty Rainforest. Card type 7. There it is. There's the battle. There's the battle. There's the battle. Exile your graveyard. And now, the real joy. The real joy. Discard them all. You do get to draw 2. We do need to win before we die to the One Ring. That is on our to-do list. Well, let's play the Combustible Gearhulk. Get a Ripples of Undeath. For free? All right, come on, opponent. Just take the damage. Just take the damage. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, friend. How do we get rid of this polar bear that's blocking all of our stuff? We're going to die to the One Ring, aren't we? Let's play a Overlord of the Bale Merc. Mill some cards. Yeah, let's take the Fly Trap. That's probably going to be our way to close out this game. Play the Swamp. Yeah, I guess we run out Aftermath Analyst. Mill a couple cards. No attacks this turn. Next turn, I think, is the attacking turn. Discard a land, discard the Phyrexian Arena. We don't even need the card draw now. All right, well, let's see how this goes. 8 card types in the graveyard. Winter versus a polar bear. 2024 Magic. 2024 Magic. About it. So winter is a pretty good answer to this Great Henge. Like, our opponent can keep cycling through. Ooh, Nissa to double the manas. I do respect our opponent playing all snow-covered lands, presumably for flavor purposes. Untaps the forest. And a Curious Pair to draw a card. But like all the cards our opponent draws, they're going to have to discard them eventually. Like at the end of turn, opponent, land. Do we draw with the One Ring? We take 3, 3, 3. If we go up to 4... All right, they're going to make Tiamat. I don't know if that's going to work the way they hope, thanks to Winter. Oh, they can play it off the forest. That's right, double mana. Sure, draws a card. I don't think we can One Ring. All right, so Winter triggers. Everybody draws. There's a Breach the Multiverse. We drop to 8. We mill 3 cards. All right, we're gonna pay to get one. Actually, maybe we don't do this. Yeah, let's not. I don't think we have enough life. Getting back the removal would have been good, but we need to Hagra Mauling, kill the Tiamat, play the Fly Trap. Counters on you and you. Actually, okay, let's move the boots over. Counter, double them. Mill, get back a Crabomination. Get a couple lands. I think this makes our opponent chump, right? Oh, they don't have to chump. They block with a polar bear. They block the Grim Flayer. They drop to 1. How do we do 1? Do we not have a way to do 1? You know what? I don't even know. Let's just play a crab. Into an Invasion of Urgamon. Oh, I'm so dumb. We should have used it to sack the One Ring. That would have made way more sense. Yeah, that might have been a mistake to not just sack the One Ring. Well, let's see what the crab says. Exile, exile, exile. Oh, Hullbreaker Horror. Good golly. Okay, I was not expecting Hullbreaker Horror. Play the Misty Rainforest. Play Shigeki. Bounce the Nissa. Crack the Misty Rainforest. Oh, we got left some Mortuary. All right, I was going to Besage you, but that's fine. Snow-covered mountain. Might as well go graveyard. We're going to get it into play anyway. All right, well, it all comes down to this. Opponent untaps. Can you stop Winter? Can you stop Winter, opponent? They need a Wrath, they need a Wrath, they need a Wrath. Tap up to X target creatures, where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Yep. Wow! This means we die. No. Oh, wait. Do we die? We don't die because of Ward on Winter. Oh, wait. Does this get flying? Oh, if it has flying, then we do die. Wow. What a world. What a world. What a world. Oh! In the end, we don't beat the alchemy. The fact that it just keeps pooping out mutate cards, it's actually kind of infuriating. Because we know there's a lot of bad cards for that polar bear. There's a lot of bad cards. I think we could have won the game if we'd played differently. Like, if we had played to just, like, get the Wrath and try to Wrath, I think our odds of winning go up, but it's just so much less fun than playing Crabomination. So, I guess when it comes down to it, I guess I'd rather die to the stupid polar bear playing Crabominations than win by just tutoring up a Wrath. So what do we learn this week about our Winter makes you discard your entire hand Brawl deck? And overall, I don't know the exact record for the deck. It was right around 50-50. Brawl's such a weird format. My tracker doesn't keep track of it. So I just kind of play it for fun and to try to do cool things. But we won somewhere around half the time. I will say, as far as matchups, Aggro kinda tough. We played against like Arabella, and Arabella just so aggressive, so many cheap creatures. And the problem against Aggro, it's not just that they can run us over. We can deal with that with like a Toxic Deluge or something. We do have Wrath in the deck, removal in the deck. The problem is though, if we do manage to stop them, winner just doesn't do anything because aggro decks dump their hand so quickly anyway. The aggro ends up being kind of an upside where opponents like, I'm empty-handed. Sure, I'd love to draw 2 extra cards each turn cycle. So winner's just kind of bad against aggro. On the other hand, against more mid-rangey decks, control style decks, that's where we really got to see winner shine. And we got to make our opponent discard their entire hand a lot of times. Although I will say, it wasn't always immediately game winning. Like there are games where opponent discards their hand and they still manage to recover and get back into it. But we also saw games where we play a quick winner, our opponent stumbles a little bit, and they just discard like 7 cards on turn 4 or turn 5, and there's no way they're coming back for that. So if you like the idea of making your opponent discard their entire hand, but you have a heart and you're too nice to play Jin-Gitaxias, and you want to give your opponent a couple of cards on your turn to do something with, winner's actually a pretty sweet commander. So if you're looking for something different to brawl with, I found the deck super fun to play. It's kind of medium as far as how competitive it is. Like I said, aggro stuff, it does all right in the other matchups though, but the deck's got a lot of tricks, weird synergies, plus winner can be an absolute blowout in the right scenario. So anyway, that's winner. That's been our deck for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.